In this session, let us discuss the topic formulating research problems. Before we start, first look at this scenario. Imagine a student wanted to research the roles of ESG, that is environmental, social and governance factors in corporate sustainability. They struggled to narrow down a broader topic into a specific research problem. Imagine you are given the research on the same topic. How do you transform a broader area of interest into a focused research problem that drives the meaningful inquiry and discovery? To explore the answer further, it is very essential to understand the concepts in depth. So let us go with the learning objectives first. By the end of this topic, you will be able to analyze the process of formulating research problem. The first step in the research process is selecting an appropriate problem within the researcher's chosen field. Each area of education offers a range of problems that may pertain to pure, applied, or action research. Identifying and formulating a relevant problem is often one of the most difficult tasks for researchers, especially for those who are just beginning their journey. How to identify a research problem? Choosing a research topic is a critical task for any researcher. The range of potential topics in social research is as broad as social behaviors themselves. However, not all problems are suitable for research, and poor selection can result in wasted effort, frustration, and discouragement. Although selecting a research problem may initially seem simple, the practical challenges of designing and conducting the research often expose its complexity. As such, careful thought and consideration are vital in the selection process. Curlinger 1964 defines a research problem as an interrogative statement that explores the relationship between two or more variables. Curlinger 1964 defines a research problem as an interrogative statement that explores the relationship between two or more variables. Merton identifies three key components in formulating a research problem originating question. This outlines what needs to be understood or investigated. Rationale, this assesses whether the problem has theoretical or practical importance. Satisfying the rationale, this entails defining the specific questions and possible answers, evaluating whether the problem adds to existing knowledge, provides practical value, or merely replicates previous findings. The value of a research problem lies in its ability to contribute to knowledge, solve practical issues, or address unexplored gaps. If the goal of research is solely to meet academic requirements, the problem may be narrowly defined and achievable within a set time frame. On the other hand, research driven by academic curiosity can extend over years, with the primary aim of enhancing personal and academic knowledge. At the doctoral level, the research problem should showcase a sophisticated application of advanced methodologies and contribute meaningfully to the existing body of knowledge. A problem emerges when there is insufficient information to address a question, which can happen in several situations when there is a clear gap in existing research findings. When the results of different studies contradict each other, when unexplained phenomena exist, such as the rising cost of paddy production or the growing suicide rates among farmers due to poverty. When there is a need for further investigation, such as exploring new production methods, packaging, or sales strategies without apparent issues in the current system. A research problem should typically be framed as a question, such as what are the effects of different incentives on worker performance? Do managerial comments improve worker performance? Does anxiety influence achievement? Does the color of a variety affect its adoption level? The goal in these cases is to provide clear and evidence-based answers. Both the selection and articulation of the research problem are critical. A poorly defined problem can lead to confusion about the research's specific purpose. Now let's discuss potential sources for identifying research problems. They include personal theoretical interests, everyday challenges, technological advancements, unexplored areas, discussions with experts and superiors, insights from previous studies. By carefully selecting and articulating the research problem, a researcher ensures clarity, focus, and meaningful contributions to the field. Formulating a research problem, when a research problem, initially expressed as a question, is converted into a statement, it becomes the problem statement. A research problem must meet certain criteria to be suitable. These criteria are as follows. Originality research should seek to address gaps in existing knowledge or reveal new insights rather than simply reiterating what is already known. To ensure originality, conducting a preliminary review of the existing literature in the chosen field is crucial. This helps identify areas where a unique contribution can be made. Balance between generality and specificity. A research problem should strike a balance between being too general and too specific. If it is too broad, it may be too vague to test effectively. On the other hand, if it is too narrow, it may lack broader significance or impact. Finding the right balance ensures that the problem is both meaningful and manageable. Solvability. A problem must be solvable to be suitable for research. Problems may be unsolvable for two main reasons: supernatural or undefined phenomena problems like how does the mind work or who created the world are unsolvable because they involve concepts that cannot be clearly defined or observed. Without relevant data, these problems cannot be addressed. Lack of operational definition. A problem must be operationally defined, meaning the researcher must specify the activities or methods needed to measure it. This ensures the phenomenon can be observed, measured, and reproduced. While some phenomena like gender or social class are easy to measure, others such as creativity or anxiety are more challenging. Different researchers may measure the same phenomenon differently depending on their purpose. For example, a psychologist may assess creativity differently from an artist. Feasibility. The feasibility of researching a problem depends on several factors, including study design, access to organizations and participants, sample size and selection, data sources and collection methods, variables and measurement scales. Statistical analysis. Time and funding availability. These factors must be thoroughly assessed to ensure the research is both practical and feasible. Crafting a clear and well-defined problem statement is a crucial step in the research process as it establishes the foundation for a successful study. Let us summarize now. In this topic, you have learned that formulating a research problem is one of the most critical steps in the research process. It involves clearly defining the issue or question the research aims to address. A well-formulated research problem guides the study, determining its scope, objectives, and methodology. Thank you. Happy learning.